What is up, guys? Jared Welch, RacingDudes.com. The road is almost complete. It's pretty much complete, right? We have the Lexington this weekend. The road to the Kentucky Derby is complete. We'll call it that because there really are no implications to the Kentucky Derby with the Lexington this weekend. So we can put a bow on the road to the Kentucky Derby. And with that is going to come our final top 10 rankings. Now, this is obviously not our top 10 horses that we think, as far as how we think the finishing order of the Kentucky Derby is going to be. It doesn't even mean that whoever we have ranked number one is who we're going to pick to win the Kentucky Derby. But this is simply kind of a combination of like, the body of work and what they did to get here versus and a little bit of what we think they're going to do moving forward. So obviously these rankings are very fluid still. And what I want to make very clear, doesn't mean whoever you see here number one, or I rank personally number one, doesn't mean that's the horse I'm going to pick in May to win the Kentucky Derby. Obviously, the handicapping needs to begin soon. But, all right, without further ado, see what I did there? Let's bring up I really did not mean to do that on purpose. But let's bring up the top 10. And obviously, further ado is going to land in the number one spot. You can see the full rankings as well as, like, who ranked what. Like, so it's a combination of myself, Halterman, and John White. If you don't know that already, you've haven't been following along. We vote. All three are part of the voting for the NTRA poll, and I'm taking those three. The three of us, our rankings, combining those and putting up a consensus of those for the Racing Dudes top 10. So let's look at. We'll just start with top to bottom because honestly, the more it goes down, it's tougher and tougher. But the top three were a very clear top three. Now, John and Aaron Halterman have further ado 1. I have further ado 2. They had Renegade 2. I have Renegade 1. So really, those are interchangeable. And then at the 3 spot, we all have Commandment 3. So I think we both, all three of us feel like it's either one of those top 2. Commandment's clearly right behind them. Could go all 3 different ways, right? But that's the top 3, and it's a very clear top 3. Going a little further, the Puma, Emerging Market, and Chief Wallaby. That's kind of where it starts to get a little dicey with Chief Wallaby. At the 4th spot, the Puma. I have 4. Halterman has 4. I believe John had 5. Emerging Market. We know John really likes Emerging Market. We all do, really. I have 6. Halterman had 6, and he had 4. Now, Chief Wallaby is interesting because Halterman and I both ranked at the 5 spot, and John didn't rank at all. So, and to be fair, Chief Wallaby technically isn't even in the gate as of now. I do think he will get in, right? Because of, horses not going to end up running and whatnot. But so he's on the outside looking in at the moment. Still needs that breakthrough race, has a ton of talent. I still believe in him. We'll see. Silent Tactic at 7. That's a pretty we finally got John to rank Silent Tactic. He's got him at 8. I've got him at 7. No, I had him at 8, sorry. And Halterman had him at 7. And then Full Effort, So Happy joins the list after upsetting, I guess, slight upset in the San Antonio Derby. Thought he looked really good. John had him all the way at 6. Halterman and I had him at 9 and 10. And then I'm kind of the odd one out on Class President. I'm very, he scratched out of the Bluegrass. Kentucky Derby's up in the air. I can see Class President falling off completely. Obviously, if he doesn't run, they don't have him ranked. I had him at 7. I still think his talent is very, very good. We haven't seen him. And then obviously if he's hurt, then what are we doing as far as ranking him? So I'm going to put him top 10 as of now. And again, this will be the last rankings before we give our picks and whatnot for the Kentucky Derby. But he's a horse that I kind of wish they would not run in the Derby, assuming he's fine, not running the Derby and then, go like Peter Pan Belmont or something like that. But we'll see what they actually end up doing with Class President. Obviously, Todd Pletcher's got a good horse with Renegade to do that. By the way, right before I went on air, found out Irad, who obviously he's been riding all the good horses, it seems like, is choosing to ride Renegade in the Derby. So Irad on Renegade, further ado, is going to get Johnny V. So interesting, right? There was a lot of talk of, hey, which one, Irad picks is going to tell you a lot because he's got the option of both really, really good horses. Well, he's picking Renegade. So do that what you would like. But all right, that's going to do it for me. Just a quick final rankings for the Kentucky Derby. Again, this is not by any means our picks for the Kentucky Derby. It's not who we're going to pick in the top 5 or whatever. It's just how we see it as of now, based off of what they've done, also based on what we think they could do. Again, if you want to see the full video or full rankings with analysis of those each horse, go to racingdudes.com, and I'll have the link down below. And also down below, I want you to comment who you like in the top 10 here, or if your horse isn't in the top 10, who do you think should be in the top 10, and who do you think can pull off the upset in the Kentucky Derby? All right. Till next time, guys. We have a ton of content. So much content headed your way. Profiles for every horse. The betting Bible, we're working on that right now, getting that up there so you guys can start pre-ordering that. We're going to have trends for the betting Bible this year for the Kentucky Derby, top 10 trends you need to know. All kinds of good stuff. We are your resource for the Kentucky Derby. So head on over to racingdudes.com. Go ahead and subscribe and get ready for a really insane next several weeks. So until next time, I'm Jared Welch. See you guys.